welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Committee of the Whole meeting, February 10th, 2025. It's 4:30 p.m. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. It's 4:30. I said that already. I'd like to welcome our new counselor, Counselor Lyons. Nice to see you sitting next to me in my chair over there. So next, disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. If anyone has anything to declare, now's your time. Gordon Knowles? No? Okay. Oh, now you can hear me. Okay. Next item was delegations, and there are none. So then we'll move to the Committee of the Whole reports, and I'll get Clerk Bates to talk about administration and employee relations.
Thank you, Chair Martin. The appointed and acting mayor, it's just we need to repeal the old bylaw and add Councillor Sarah Lyons to take over from what Councillor McQuay was. It's the same thing as the appoint signing officers, so those bylaws will come to council at the next meeting. If anyone has any questions, just ask.
Thank you. So then we'll move to, are we going to item number 4 then? Cleaning 3, committee structure? And who's doing that?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you again. This is just a draft of our committee structure. We're going to put Councillor Lyons on the museum board. The next vacant one was the Northwestern Health Unit, so I'm just looking for some direction from council. Mayor Ferguson has expressed interest to sit on the Health Unit board, so I was just wanting a consensus from council before we pass the committee structure.
And again, if there is anybody that's interested in taking that, my mic is on. Thank you, Clerk Bates. Yeah, through the chair, if there's anybody that is interested, I know there is, some people didn't want to travel. There is a little bit of travel with this. Not much. Some of the meetings are virtual, some are in person. If there's anybody else that's interested in taking this, I'm welcome to step back, but if nobody wants to, then I'll put my hand up to take that position if nobody else wants it.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. Any objections? Seeing none?
Okay. I will bring the committee structure to the next council meeting for passing for resolution, not the one immediately following the 24th meeting. And then we'll appoint Mayor Ferguson for the health unit and Councillor Lyons for the museum board. Thank you.
Do we need to talk about item 2, appoint signing officers, or are we skipping by that one?
I talked about the acting mayor, so we'll do both bylaws at the meeting after this one.
Gotcha. Thank you, Clerk Bates. Item number 4, cleaning contracts renewals, and I think CAO, Jason?
So the report in front of you just speaks to the cleaning contract. We had gone to market last year, and then when we request proposals, we always ask for additional 2 years of pricing, but we do the contract for 1 year just in case there's any issues or if we want to go to market again. So the recommendation is that we renew the existing contract for both Town Hall and the clinic building for the additional 2 years.
Okay. Are we all good with that, or what do, I think I signed a motion to something that effect.
So the bylaws were
Yes, the bylaw will come at the council meeting preceding this.
Okay, thank you, thanks. Okay, we got finance up, but that's, we're gonna skip over that, probably go right to Public Works, Airport Waste Management, and we can, Public Works Director, Tyler, you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, not much more to add on our end here. Like we said in the last meeting, it was council's wish to look at this a second time, so we put it back on the agenda for you guys, and haven't got any questions so far since last around, so just looking for any comments.
I had a question. We're talking about the fee, the new fee structure here, Tyler. I had a question on, I was just looking at the old rates. The porta potties really took a huge jump. I don't see a daily rate. I don't see like any rates for registered nonprofit or charitable groups, or is there something we can do about that? Can we add another column there, or does anybody?
Council can add whatever they'd like to the fee schedule, of course. I just went with basically what I was seeing in the market. There's definitely no other municipality who even rents porta potties, so it was hard to really find an apples to apples comparison. In terms of the market, the lowest prices I was finding were actually 160 a week plus a pump, whereas ours are 150 including a pump, so we should actually be significantly more expensive than what we are because we aren't supposed to compete with them.
Right, okay. No daily rates then, just that one?
But my daily rate would be basically the same. Takes just as much work to drop it off for a day as it does for a week.
Okay, so this isn't considered, oh, sorry.
Just an additional comment. I think Tyler and I spoke about a lot of the fees. The work that he did to put into that was taken into consideration, the labor that was involved in this. So a lot of our prices were historically low, and they certainly didn't cover the actual costs. So that's the difference. In regards to your comment regarding registered nonprofits, at any point council can direct administration to forego fees for certain events, but that is a discussion of council that would be passed by resolution, I would say.
Okay.
For a specific event.
So this would have the biggest impact, I would think, on the Bass Classic, Councillor Johnson, this fee structure?
Absolutely would, and I'm glad to hear Jason say that it could take a motion from council to lower them rates on a per person.
Specific event.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Okay, and you know, some might think that, well, we're paying sewer and water, that this would be, you know, people aren't using their toilets at home, they're using them, the porta potties, so some may think that, you know, maybe we're not a private company, we're not trying to make money at this, that maybe this should be, you know, part of the sewer charge.
Just further comment, and as you said that reminded me, this is similar to the discussions we had regarding the fees regarding the sewer pump out of septic fields and such. And again, like we said, we don't want to certainly compete with private business. In fact, we want to encourage private business for some of that. And as we saw with that particular fee, there were commercial enterprises that did take up on that that emerging market, if you will. Porta potties would be right there as well.
Okay. Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor Martin. Just to let the rest of council know that the porta potties weren't purchased by the township per se. They were purchased through a grant.
You're exactly correct. The Charleston Rec, people that put all those prices together, the town's portion of that was 10%. And that is something that I haven't forgot about. I was on that committee as well. So anyways, Councillor Stimson.
Thank you very much, Chair Martin, for bringing that up. I was going to have that. I got that highlighted too. I thought that was quite a fee, and it would, you know, last thing we want is people going to the bathroom on the ground there, and so $4.50 a piece is way out of line for people to have for like Bass Classic or Artisans Tent or something. So they'd have to come here and make a request to council, I guess, if that's what they wanted. Everybody's going to have to remember that, you know, not find out at the last minute when it's too late.
Yes. Tyler, you had something to add?
$4.50 is a monthly charge, which the Bass Classic has never been billed on a monthly basis
Okay.
before.
All right.
Uh,
It says any period up to a week. Any period up to 1 week per porta potty, $4.50. Okay. And we usually get them for, what is it, Councillor Johnson, a week at a time, usually?
Sorry?
We usually have the porta potties for about a week, eh? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, am I reading that right, that it's $4.50 for a day or a week?
Yep, that was my bad.
Yes.
So further, just to make it clear for council, administration has brought forward a proposed fee schedule based on the information that Tyler has done. It is absolutely up to council in regards to what they want to accept. And again, I think the discussion goes beyond one town event. This is for the greater good, like the regular operations of the community.
Okay, and I think, Councillor Knowles, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I did. My question was mostly answered by previous questions, but yeah, I guess my only question is because it's per porta potty, that's quite the alliteration. That traditionally you would need at least two to run an effective event. So I'm just putting that out there. What we do with that, I'm pretty indifferent with, but yeah, I'm fine with the discussion that's happened since I put my hand up originally. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Knowles. Councillor Stimson, you had something to add? Okay,
Question about the fee schedule, but if we're on potties go.
okay, yeah, there are lots of other, we're sort of stuck on the porta
okay.
potty thing.
So,
Councillor.
I was just using the Bass Classic as an example because that's what I'm involved in. I know there's lots of other groups that use them too.
Yep.
So
Correct, yeah.
be clear on that.
The Lions Club probably could have used one at the Sliding Hill. Okay, we got everybody here now. This is a good topic. Yes, Brandy, would you like to say something?
Just to clarify, so when it comes to Charleston Rec, they don't pay for porta potties. Not all of the porta potties are from the Charleston Rec grant, but the Charleston Rec groups have a different agreement and different policy binder for that, so they don't pay. Bass Classic also hasn't paid for many, many years because of a prior council decision not to charge. So moving forward, it would be better to have clarification on that annually as to what, because it goes against our donation policy currently. So it would be nice if we get a resolution every year or put it right in the fee schedule. The problem with identifying nonprofit is who then is considered nonprofit or charitable. Do we need the papers? Do we need the other issue is amongst different groups. Some of them may have a lot of money, some may not. So those are issues to consider.
Yeah, that might be best to do it on a case-by-case basis in that respect. And I mean, I don't know, you'd need a lawyer to probably write a book on who's going to pay and who's not going to pay. But Mayor Ferguson, I'll just go down the list here. Everybody had their hands up, so.
Sure. I'd just like to say, and I'm sure Tyler would be okay with this, if there is a group that wants to take this business over, if there's all this money that's being made on porta potties and they want to pump for free and they want this for free and that for there's a business to be had for somebody that wants to do this. Again, we talk about keeping taxes. If we want to give everything away and charge more taxes, then that's one way to look at it. If we want to do a user pays program and we keep taxes at a minimum for all residents and just charge people that are using the facilities, and then that's one way of looking at it as well. But again, for us, we're not, the town of Atikokan is not here for donations for everybody. Okay, we charge people, we charge taxes, we have to run our municipality. That money either comes from fees or it comes from taxes. That's your choice. So if we want to give everything away, we just charge more taxes. That's great. We just have to make that decision.
Well, that's the way you look at it. I might look at it, well, I'm paying sewer and water taxes, so I want to be able to use a porta potty.
Yes,
maybe
but Mr. or Chair Martin, if I go to the bathroom outside, do I come to town hall and want $2 off my sewer bill? Like, I don't think that's a legitimate argument on that is.
Okay, everybody's gonna look at it a different way. Before we talk, Tyler, can I ask you, like, about, there's hand wash stations too, right? Like, are those an extra fee? I didn't see them in there. How does the hand wash station work?
We have one, I believe, and it's charged out at the same price.
Same price as a porta potty? And is it like the health unit? Does that have to,
So you get
Fire chief, you want to comment on the health unit thing?
Yeah, I can't speak as a fire chief, but as a building official,
Okay.
the building code is very clear that a certain amount of people need a certain amount of washrooms, need a certain amount of hand washing stations, including the different sanitary availability. It's not a case of does the town have it? Nothing to do with the town. It's to do with the operations of a function. If you're having 300 guests as Warburton's birthday party, I have to provide a certain amount of porta potties, certain amount of hand washing stations, and that's not the burden on the municipality. That is just the law. And yeah, the Northwest Health Unit would be the authority having jurisdiction over that, or the event itself, who's actually hosting it. They would have to make sure that they're following the regulations. That would either go through my office as through a permit to operate, or through the Northwest Health Unit for, do we have enough porta potties and do we have enough hand washing stations?
Do you typically need a hand washing station for every porta potty, or is it per the number of people? Number of people? Okay.
It's not necessarily designated to a unit, and the numbers are very clear. And then, of course, barrier-free versus non-barrier-free, all of these come into play when you have an event of a certain amount of people.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Stimson.
Yeah, I kind of have to chuckle here a little bit. Some of the comments kind of got a little ridiculous. You know, we're talking about porta potties, and I know the town's not giving stuff away for free, but porta potties is not going to break the town. You get something that's bringing in, you know, I just found out that Bass Classic gets it for free, but Bass Classic also brings in a ton of cash into this town. And you know, we want to see stuff going on like artisans' tents and all that stuff, and this saying that go to the bathroom outside and come in and ask for $2 off your taxes, that's a little.
Point taken. Okay, thank you, Councillor Stimson. Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Martin. I take particular offense to our mayor's comments about giving away the township when all these events and so much around town, including the outdoor rinks, the ski hill, on and on and on, is run by volunteers. And I know for a fact that some volunteers have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to make sure that these events go on. And these different groups are putting these events on for the entertainment and the pleasure of the town. If we did not have these volunteers to run these events, it's, I don't want to say, but a dead town in that retrospect. So the town could help out a little bit. I agree with you, Ferg. I agree with you. But we got to step forward sometimes and help out.
Thank you, Counselor Johnson. I think the fact that we can deal with these things on a case-by-case basis moving forward is probably the best situation right now. Okay, Counselor Lyons, good to hear from you. You want to talk about something other than porta potties?
Thank you, Chair Martin. Through the chair, Tyler, nice to meet you. I was looking through your fee schedule and I noticed you have done quite extensive analysis looking at other communities and what the fees are cost, so thank you for that. One of the questions that I had was with regards to the bulk water rate, and I was just wondering, does that rate align with other communities and with what water rates are being charged to residents?
It's significantly higher than the average resident when you get into bulk water. Again, those are kind of, in our last meeting, I was saying that we're trying to focus more on user fees than on, mass fees, like, again, taxation or just bulk water rates versus bulk water rates. So they're significantly higher than what a residential rate was. They're similar to what you would see in other municipalities. And then what we did is we went through some historical costs that we had incurred compared to our budgets and the volume of water that we were producing, and kind of came up with an approximate cost of what it costs us, and then made sure that we were a fair bit ahead of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Lyons. The other point to mention too, it looks like the fee schedule, the old fee schedule is from 2015, 10 years old, so naturally everything's gone up. So thanks for the work you did on that, Tyler. I guess we can we, yes, Tyler?
Just the one other note, like we did, we had 2 or 3% in their recurring increases annually, right? Just to make sure everybody notes, right? So 26, it'll automatically happen. 27, it'll automatically happen. The idea being hopefully 28, we'll do a very fulsome review of it. And then in the meantime, tweak it with the
Okay, thank you. Yeah, like I tell people, don't wait for the price to go down. Not going to happen, I don't think. Okay, so what are we up to next year?
Councilor Martin?
Yes.
So what is council wanting to do? Do we want to pass these fees at our next council meeting on the 24th, or do you still need more time? We kind of need some direction here as to what we want to do.
We're good? Okay. We don't need a show of hands. I see people nodding, so I guess. Okay. So that'll be for next council. Thank you. What do we got next year? Public Works still?
Yep.
You're done?
Oh, crack ceiling.
Crack ceiling.
You wish you were done.
Okay, crack ceiling, easy enough. So this is just our annual budget, right? 25 to roads, 25 to the airport. It's a little lenient as to exactly how much goes to each, but we try and keep it half and half. But sometimes we end up with 30 on the road, 20 at the airport. And then other than that, it's just a recommendation to take Northern Crack Sealers to do the work. They do historically all of our work, most of the work in the region. And if we get our order in soon, which is why we're bringing it to you guys, I can lock in last year's price. So.
Thank you, Tyler. Just to be clear, they're not going to do it up to Warren's Market, are they?
No, we're going to skip that section.
Okay, good. All right, moving on. Sorry, no? No. Sorry, Councilor Johnson, geez.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Martin. I believe that crack ceiling was cut from your budget last year, was it not, Tyler?
Year before.
The year before? I would just like to ask council, let's not cut that from the budget anymore, because that is a very important maintenance program to keep our roads. You just cannot let that one go. So when it comes to budget time, I would hope that council would keep that in mind.
Well, it's going to be locked in if you guys pass the resolution, so.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Tyler, as well. Are we done with Tyler? No?
Nope.
You need to have good peripheral vision doing this job. Councilor Lyons.
Thank you, Chair Martin. Through the chair, Tyler, I was just wondering, What is your plan for the upcoming year for the roads? Do you have any highlighted areas of the community that you want to focus your crack sealing on?
Yeah, we've got a couple roads that we're looking at, like over by Spring Street in front of the pump station. Generally kind of those newer roads that we pave, we'll probably look at getting Mark Street done. Things that are generally in decent condition, still just starting to show some cracking.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay. We're gonna move on to fire and property, and we're gonna, I guess we'll let you, Chief Warburton, talk about.
Thank you, for Chair Ferguson. Mr. Martin, there we go, that's easy. Gord. Yeah, so for the grant that I applied for through the government, the government has stepped up very well for the fire service. They've recognized that there's over 19 cancers that are directly related to fire service members, and they're recognizing that exposure to what we recognize or reference as volunteers versus career, they're the same cancers, same type of smoke, same environment that they're in. We've moved forward quite proactively within the community, buying particulate hoods, which are an upgrade from the old flash hoods we used to wear. A lot of the equipment now is addressing the carcinogens that are in the soot and smoke. We have our own cleaning program within the community, but the $8,700, I believe it is, that the government has granted us towards buying extra PPE and cancer-preventing equipment is well credited, and we're very grateful to receive it. What it requires from council is just an acceptance of the document. It's an agreement with the government. That's why it's in front of council. And recommendation, as indicated, is to sign and take the money and invest it in cancer prevention.
Thank you, Graham. Councillor Stimson.
Thank you, Chair Martin. Just one question. Can you actually get cancer through your skin, or is it just strictly from breathing in?
Through the skin. As I say, there's 19 cancers that are directly related. It's called presumptive legislation, that they're recognizing that people in the fire service are more prone to get particular types of cancer, regardless of the equipment they're wearing. So what this is we're teaching a lot of preventative. We actually wear gloves underneath our gloves now, as I said about the hoods, particulate hoods, which are now 100% impervious to, they're hermetically sealed. They won't allow anything through, but it still is the contact with the smoke and the skin is causing cancer, and it's well known, and the government's recognized that. And this, over the next 3 years, they're putting $30 million into cancer prevention for the fire service, which is welcomed.
Thank you, Councillor Stimson. So 30 million, you can't get a new truck out of that?
Only if it'll prevent cancer.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we need what am I doing now?
A bylaw will come to council at the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Fire Chief Warburton, item 2, appoint, who's doing that? Appoint council representation to fire rescue contract?
Yeah, so the Association of Firefighters that with our department, they're at a contract point now. Their contract ended December 31st of 2024, and they have been working at their side, and we're looking at having a committee our end, or an ad hoc, I guess you'd call it. But myself, CAO Young, and I believe Councillor Shine has stepped up and said she would like to sit on the board. And that's really before council. Anybody else can step up or not.
Okay, I did see that Councillor Shine wanted to be a part of that, I believe. Councillor Johnson.
Mayor Martin, I would think that a member who sits on the employee relations should be part of that negotiations too.
So strictly up to council. I believe they have the association president and 3 other members of the force on the bargaining committee. As Chief Warburton said, myself, him, and Treasurer Colson are on that. Who the council representative is absolutely up to you guys. We just put that forward as Councillor Shine was previously the chair of the Fire and Property Committee and was part of the last contracts and negotiation team. But absolutely, this is a decision of council as a whole. Yep.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Great, Chief Warburton. When does all this take place? The negotiations and all this. When's this happening? Right away?
Right away, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Councillor Stimson.
You say that Councillor Shine was willing to do it again?
Yes, she's been on.
Okay,
I think
good,
at least
good enough for me then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Unless somebody else wants to sit on that as well. If not, I think we can probably move on. That being said, I think that's it. And I guess we're going to adjourn for a few minutes and then do our regular council meeting.